then we can talk about this since, we have to balance the Battle Marvel. Is fucking Captain America who will wield the shield. Made it rhyme. It's like a one shot, and they're selling it. It takes place after the fucking Rebirth, whatever the fuck it's called, miniseries is done. It's like, so they're gonna. It's like, well, now who's gonna knock out? Now Steve Rogers is back, but Bucky's still around. Who's gonna wield the shield? Well, you know what? You have to buy this one shot, and maybe they'll tell you.
Yeah.
But it's a one shot. And it's $3.99, but it's only 32 pages. Like, why? And this goes back, and I posted about this on the blog, and I kind of bitched about it. It's like, you know what? Fucking just put the Captain America book out there again, the monthly. Right. That Rebirth should have been in the book. This should just be in the Captain America book. There's no reason for this, and the only reason that I can think of is that they want to charge you $3.99 for it, for 22 pages of art. I'm sorry, but it's a fucking ripoff.
And I was actually thinking about this, and I know I was one of those folks who kept saying, I can't wait for Steve Rogers to come back. I can't wait for Steve Rogers to come back. But
can't.
The whole thing with Dick Grayson as Batman has actually sold me on the idea of keeping Bucky Barnes as Captain America for a while.
More and more people are commenting on the videos that they don't want Steve Rogers to come back. Everyone's happy with Bucky. Yeah. Like, why? Everyone said this is too soon. It's too soon.
My guess is, though, Steve Rogers is not going to be Captain America for a while.
Well, rumors are that he might be the new director of S.H.I.E.L.D. when they reinstate S.H.I.E.L.D. after this whole Dark Rainbow shit.
That makes sense. I would see that.
He wouldn't be Captain America. He'd be the new kind of Nick Fury.
Steve Rogers, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah. So,
Director of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I'd be happy with that.
And that's another book that you can do right there.
Yeah.
Make a new S.H.I.E.L.D. book. It seems
really, it's like, come on.
I know.
How much more money are they going to put? Like, and the other thing that we talked about on the blog, and if you're not on the blog, you're missing some stuff, because we do bring up a hell of a lot more stuff on there. Like this stuff that we're talking about now. Like the list books that have been coming out are just terrible. Just terrible. Like the Daredevil, X-Men, and New Avengers, the list. Those are all awful books. And they're all $3.99. They're pointless books. Just getting money out of you.
And someone explained to me how it is that a miniseries like Blackest Night and all the tie-ins can, be done affordably. They're not hitting... And that's another thing that I'm hearing all the time on the boards. A lot of you guys are like, I can't buy this because I already spend too much money. You already feel like you're spending too much money, and it's very difficult for you to give up certain things to get others. Just so you know, that's the mentality that a publisher like Marvel is expecting and hoping that you have.
Right. So you can only afford to buy their books.
You can only afford to buy their books.
Fucking expensive.
That's why they put out so much product, because they want to force out other titles, that they want you to have to make that choice between one and the other.
And we talked about this before. They're actually making you choose between their $2.99 books and their $3.99 books. So they're killing themselves.
Yeah, and they're killing themselves too. Right. So it's
just continuing. It's just like, all right, already. Jeez, you're just gonna strangle the industry with this shit, and you're just gonna kill it.
Well, it's, to me, I think maybe that might be an overstatement.
Yeah, it is.
But
it's me being dramatic.
Really, because there are. I mean, you still. I'm thinking what this is doing. This is hurting the American mainstream comic book industry. Yeah. And another thing that I keep hearing a lot on the blog is people talking about how they stopped reading comics for a while and they were now just getting back into it. Mm-hmm. And they wanted to know, what's a good way to start and what to do, and what can I get into. We have a viewer out there, a Gimli nerd, one of our female viewers, just got into reading comic books. She says she's never read them before, just got into them, trying to find out. What can she read? Well, the great part about being a new reader right now is that there's a lot of great stuff out there, and you don't have to become inculcated in this mentality that I have to only buy Marvel, or I only have to buy the tie-ins, or I only have to buy superhero books.
And the big thing about getting into comics now, as opposed to 15 years ago, is that the backlist is huge.
Oh, yeah, huge.
I mean, the trades are huge now. Trades are a huge part of the industry. They didn't used to be. But now there's so much back material that you can go back and read some awesome stuff that, I mean, you can just buy trades probably for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
And just get solid stories.
There are a lot of great stories out there. Great stories.
I think Iron Muskrat is a new viewer who comments on our videos on the blog. And he was saying that I think he might have been one of the guys who's just buying the trades, and he just is getting into new comics. And when I wrote about this Captain America thing and about the Dark Reign thing, about how just too much it is, he went to the comic shop. He actually went to a comic shop where he used to shop at just Borders for trades and stuff. It was a comic shop, and it was just so overwhelming at the amount of Dark Reign stuff that he didn't know where to begin.
Right.
So nobody bought the last 2 issues of Fantastic Four with Hickman that we were talking about, because it's an awesome jumping on point.
Yeah.
And it's not a Dark Reign book.
Yeah. And another question someone had asked, since we're talking about jumping on points or things that are out there to read, someone had asked, what were the last good Jeff Loeb and Brian Bendis stories that we remember reading? Because,
okay.
Yeah, because don't get me wrong, we get down on Jeff Loeb and Brian Bendis not because we think they're hacks, but because we know that they've been really, really good writers, and we're just not happy with what they're doing right now. And for me, honestly, the last Jeff Loeb story that I read that I really enjoyed, Superman for All Seasons. The Superman mini that he did with Tim
That was
Sale.
probably mine, too.
Superman for All Seasons.
The Batman books were all like the long Halloween trilogy. They're all right, but the Superman for last season was good.
Because I did not like Hush. I did not care for Hush at all.
Neither did I. I thought it was really cool when they brought back Jason Todd, but then they chickened out and made a Clayface. And I was like, fuck that.
Yeah.
And then the ending where it was like the Riddler. That's when really Jeff Loeb started turning out the shit.
Well, that's because he was trying to get too clever for himself.
Yeah, and speaking of too clever for themselves, that fucking Hulk book now, who's the Red... Well, we don't know who the Red Hulk is, but now the Red She-Hulk pops in at the last book, and they're making it seem like it's Domino. But you know it's not Domino, because she's wearing Domino's costume and it's all torn, but you know it's not Domino because it's fucking Jeff Loeb. And, you know, he's gonna
Jeff Loeb is a Red She-Hulk?
No, but the writing is Jeff Loeb, so you know it's too on the nose.
Yeah.
And he's got to, like, pull something out of his ass, like the Hush thing when it was the Riddler. It's like, bullshit.
Right.
Whatever, man. So yeah.
But that Superman for All Seasons is the last really good Jeff Loeb
and
story.
And the good Michael Brian Bendis book for me was Alias.
Alias?
That was the last time I ever enjoyed any of his stuff, was Alias.
I liked his early Avengers stuff.
I know you did, and it still sucks.
I liked Avengers Disassembled in the beginning. And I liked the first Mighty Avengers run, the run he did with Frank Cho.
That was terrible.
I liked it.
That was
terrible. Just
terrible.
because it was just slam bang, and I thought Frank Cho did a great work on the art. But his best Marvel work had to be Alias. And to this day, I don't understand why that book got canceled or got changed to the Pulse. I don't get it. You know, the issue
because it wasn't watered down and mainstream enough. I bet you that's exactly what it was.
Probably.
And that's what happened with the Pulse, and then the Pulse got canceled because it's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I was usually a fan of the Pulse came out. I'm like, I'm not buying this. It's ridiculous.
And then there was that issue, I think it was a What If that Gatos and Bendis did, where what if Jessica Jones had joined the Avengers, and it was just another issue of Alias. And I loved it. And when Gatos and Bendis would get together on an issue of Mighty Avengers, it's like it felt like an issue of Alias. But beyond that, meh. You know, Bendis is really.
So what's the excuse for the Spider-Woman comics sucking?
I haven't. Well, you didn't put a copy of the Spider-Woman comic in my club like you promised.
I'm sorry.
I was supposed to get 2 copies.
But you can watch it though. You can watch it in motion. It's the same fucking shit.
I just don't get that. I really don't. That just seems wrong to me.
Yeah.
Bit and print and I mean, on the one hand, I can see.
I know it's like they're double dipping in your ass.
Because you.
It's fucking you twice. Hey, pay $2.99 for this motion. Now you pay $3.99 for the comic book.
Yeah,
it's like
$3.99.
Really? Yeah, it was $3.99. It's ridiculous. God damn. So I tell you, if there's a way to fuck you out of money, Marvel knows how to do it. I think that's what they're probably paying people to figure out. Not people to fucking design the covers. They're paying people to find out how to fuck customers out of their money. That's where all the work is going.
No matter how hard we try, every time we try to give Marvel their props.
I don't think it can happen.
Hey, they're gonna do this thing for Marvel Skip Week. Oh fuck, they're giving people a low book.
Yeah. I tell you, man. I really tried. In the beginning, I was trying to make this a positive, but you just can't. I can't talk about Marvel without bringing up this other horse shit that they're doing to us behind their backs and to everything else.
It is pretty.
For every one good thing that they do, there's like 10 bad things in the wings.
One step forward,
yeah.
2 steps back. We go together because opposites attract.
Yeah.